Hi everyone, Joe for JaspysCaseBreaks.com coming at you with a full case of 2024 Panini Select Baseball 12-box. Pick your team number 7. All card ship. A lot of nice stuff here. Long break, so let's get to it. And I'll do a recap at the end of the break as well if you're watching the replay of this. If you're watching live, I guess you're stuck with me. Rick with Last Spot Mojo, although I don't think there's anyone in the chat, so. I mean, there's a chance I could have just not even done this break and pretended. Would anyone notice if I just did this, if I just made Jason do it on Friday? All right, doing all 12 boxes here. 2 autographs, 1 memorabilia card per box on average. Anyone in this break watching live? Are we even live? If a break happens and no one's there to watch it live, does it exist? It's some philosophical questions here today. All right. George is around. All right, I've got an audience. As long as there's at least one. Thank you, George. Appreciate you. As long as there's one. As long as there's one. Yeah, would love to get some of that NFL done. That Phoenix break, we should really just get that off the site. Shave that off the site. Well, that's been marinating on JaspysCaseBreaks.com way too long. All right, first box. Now, just in the interest of time, you know, stuff like this, we're going to set aside, and we're going to sleeve and top load those later. Right? Padres, Vanish will get all those Jackson Merrill. The Silas is going to go to the Orioles. That's for Eugene K. Silas to Salas. We'll replenish our blank cards here as well. I think these tricolor cards are cool, but they are not numbered. And all card ship. There's Luis Angel Acuna to 149 for the Mets. That'll be for James. And we got some Sparks. Dylan Cruz. Nice. David M. got the Nationals straight up. $20 out of 99. There's a Bobby Witt Jr. who is apparently on a, I think I heard today he's on like a 19-game hitting streak. There's a Junior Caminero for the Rays. That'll be for Coppola. Spencer Arrighetti to 149 for the Braves. That'll be for Adam. And our first autograph is also for Adam. Jersey and auto, Rafael Furcal. $34 out of 49. There's Marcelo Mayer, 67 out of 99. Which is for Allen in Boston. Wow. Dalton Varsho for the Blue Jays falls down on his back and still ends up making the catch in the outfield. Here's Dylan Cruz. 37 out of 49. Lime green for Washington, David. And we've got a diamond level, Paul Skeens. And that is for David and the Pirates. Oh, he backhanded it. So if that's the back of his jersey, he's running back. Turns and runs back. Falls, sticks his glove out. Stumbles. Oh no, he kind of tried to turn around and stumbled and fell. Wow. You got to watch the replay of that. And this is a concourse level Paul Skeens. And 34 out of 35. Bobby Abreu, jersey and auto. Philadelphia Phillies. That'll be for Michael J., who picked up the Phillies straight up. I mean, he was in a pretzel. Dalton Varsho was in a pretzel. All right, another box. And I guess today's his season debut as well. Other news happening here. Tyler, the Yankees make history again, opening with 3 homers. Mets is Minter pondering season-ending surgery. Tyler Glasnow joins Blake Snell on the IL. Same similar injury, I think. Some sort of shoulder irritation. So the Braves brought back Eddie Rosario and Ian Anderson. They're back on the team. Cardinals at Reds postponed. Looks like inclement weather. And there are some games in progress. We got a rain delay in Cleveland. I don't think that game even got underway. Twins Guardians. Top of the 5th, the Yankees are leading 12-0. Wow. Who's doing the damage here? I think everyone has a hit except for Austin Wells. Everyone has an RBI except for Austin Wells, Jazz Chisholm, and Oswaldo Cabrera. Everyone's got at least one. Trent Grisham, RBI, homer. Aaron Judge, RBI, homer. Ben Rice, 2 homers. Cody Bellinger with a homer, a few RBIs. Goldschmidt, 2 for 4, couple RBIs. We'll go through some more scores. In the next box, there's chip off the old block, Chipper Jones to 99. There's rookie James Wood for David. 49 out of 75. Dylan Cruz, jersey and autograph. This is the kind of stuff David wants to see. The Nationals have a pretty good looking team pretty quickly, I think. We've got a Jackson Churio number. That rookie card going to Rick and the Brew Crew. Premier level, 49 out of 199. Sebastian Walcott to 149. That's for the Rangers. That'll go to Scott Anderson. Here is Colt Keith, rookie relic. There you go. Allen had the Yankees minus 1.5. There's Braden Taylor to 199. There's Giovanni Rodriguez to 149. That's for the Mets. There's a Premier Skeens, which is just base. Tommy Troy to 199 for Rick and the Diamondbacks. There's a James Wood rookie card for David. Trey Morgan to 99 for the Rays. That'll be for Coppola. And the Luis Baez. Diamond action signatures will go to George and the Astros. 45 out of 99. Nick Lofton, Kansas City to 99. That'll be for George and the Royals. Sold at Bo Jackson, all card ship. All right, another box. All right, what other scores do we have here? Middle of the fifth. Cubs in Pittsburgh, they're up 4-0. Top of the sixth, Phillies leading the Nats 3-1 in Philadelphia. Royals leading the Rays 2-1 in the bottom of the fourth. Did Bobby Witt Jr. have a hit? He is 0 for 1 with a walk. It's on a 19-game hitting streak. Let's see how far he can take it. Red Sox leading the Blue Jays 7-2. That's on MLB Network. That's the game that's on my TV right now. Bottom of the fourth, Mets have jumped out to a 7-0 lead in the bottom of the fourth. Some runs early in the bottom of the second. White Sox leading the Brewers 2-1. And A's at Rangers just got underway. And Tigers Astros just getting underway. Rest of the slate, we've got Braves at Rockies. Let's see, who are your probables here? Braves at Rockies, AJ Smith-Shawver versus Herman Marquez. Tickets low as $5 in Colorado, by the way. Go to a ball game if you're in that Denver area. Angels at Seattle. Tickets low as $5 according to ESPN. Jack Kakanowitz, I think, and Bryce Miller. Giants are in San Diego. Logan Webb versus Nick Pivetta. And Miami's here in Los Angeles. Sandy Alcantara versus Jack Dreyer. Here's Jonathan Papelbon to 199. Dodgers have some players on the IL. But I think they got Tony Gonsolin, who's been having some good, decent rehab starts in the minors. So I'm sure they'll get some young guys to be called up here. Evan Carter, maybe Bobby Miller will get another shot. Evan Carter relic, it's going to go to the Rangers, Scott Anderson in Texas. Marcel Meyer. We got a Billy Martin to 149 for the Yankees. David M. Redemption. We got Kyle Teal, Boston edition to 49. That'll be for Allen. And we got a Chase DeLauder autograph for the Guardians. Tie with the Guardians. Cleveland, this is for you. And the redemption is Jackson Merrill. Nice. Padres, Vinish with Jackson Merrill. All right. Nice one. All right, we are halfway through the first half of the case. All right, so that's about, we're 15 minutes in. So yeah. Every 3 boxes, about 15 minutes. I'll take about an hour. Excuse me. Looks like, let's see what other news we have here. J.J. McCarthy says, excuse me. Excuse me, a little too much AC. Dry throat. J.J. McCarthy says, I know I'm ready to start for the Vikings. Good. Drama propels NFL draft ratings to second all time. George Kittle got a nice little 4-year extension today. Nothing too crazy in the NFL news post-draft. Here's another base Skeens. Got a James Wood silver. Nice. There's his base. Select just trying to jam me up here. Here's Jim Palmer, 48 out of 49. Nice James Wood. I think this is premier level silver for David M. Leo DeVries to 199 for the Padres. And we've got a Yankel Fernandez. Selective swatches for Ty and the Rockies. Got the Rockies in that filler. Roman Anthony. Nice. 008 out of 149. Big prospect for the Red Sox. Nice little color match. Here's Albert Pujols to 149 for the Cardinals. That's going to go to Vanish. And the Colt Emerson autograph will go to George and the Mariners. Got randomized the Mariners in the filler. Let's see what else we have here. More James Wood base rookies. And we've got a Carson Williams autograph for the Tampa Bay Rays. Capola with the Rays. Got the Rays straight up. Love these tie-dyes. That's Kemp Alderman to 25. That's for Miami. That's going to go to John. And there's a Jackson Churio red, 13 out of 99. That's going to go to Milwaukee. That's going to go to Rick. We like seeing these sort of top-tier rookies. in parallel form. Like seeing those numbered cards. So the Shedeur Sanders. I mean, say what you want. He gets the clicks, he gets the views. You know, he'll probably get some decent jersey sales in Cleveland. Shedeur Sanders' drop led to record ratings for the third and final day for the NFL draft, while the average of 7.5 million viewers per day made it the second most watched draft on record. Saturday telecast of rounds 4 through 7 was the most watched on record, average 4.3. The Saturday was the most over the weekend. 4.3 million viewers across ESPN, ABC, NFL Network, ESPN Deportes, and digital channels. That was a 43% increase over 2024. NFL officials announced Saturday that the total attendance in Green Bay ended up at 600,000, more than doubling forecasted estimates for the event. Green Bay couldn't match the record announced for attendance of over 775,000 for last year's draft in Detroit, but it matched the second highest total since NFL moved the draft out of New York and started sending it to various locations in 2015. All right, onwards. Another redemption. Here's George Lombard Jr. to 99. Any guesses on that redemption? There's Deion Sanders, speaking of his son. Starlin Caba to 149. There's a base Skeens. A tie-dye Yoendry Morales, 12 out of 25 for David in Washington. There's a base Jackson Merrill for San Diego. They got that autograph earlier. Here's Evan Carter. That is to 199. Scott Anderson with Texas. There's Leo DeVries. Selective swatches for the Padres. That's going to go to Vanish. $55 out of 99. Got another James Wood. Replenishing the blanks. And here is a Ricky Tiedemann autograph for Toronto. Jeremy Port. We got a gold Bruce Bochy. 9 out of 10. Boch going to Scott Anderson. Picked up the Rangers straight up. George is guessing a Churio redemption. Any other guesses for bragging rights? Here's a base Caminero. Rod Carew to 199 for the Twins. That's going to go to David M. All right, no other guesses. It's going to be Bruce Bochy. I mean, I'm assuming that's got to be Rangers Bruce Bochy, right? He hasn't been in other edition Bruce Bochy for a little while. But I'll double check the checklist just in case. I feel like Manu should have plenty of time to sign these cards. Sign your cards, Boch. Yeah, Bruce Bochy is indeed Rangers edition. And that's going to go to Scott Anderson and the Texas Rangers. All right, there you go. Texas Rangers. Another box. Remember, again, keep an eye on that break schedule pinned in the chat. I'm going to take a break after this. It's a longer break, but it'll take me to my dinner break. But hey, listen, sign up for your text messages. Try to get, every once in a while we'll get some discount codes out there. And, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel while you're watching. That always helps. Every little bit helps. And as always make sure you're at the live portion of the stream. Check in on that basketball game too. Bucks at Pacers. Bucks hanging on. They're only down a couple points in whatever point of the game this is. 2 minutes left in the fourth. All right, we might have an exciting finish here. Looks like they might have been leading. Pacers just went on an 8-0 run in the last couple minutes. Bucks just buried a 3. They're ahead now. Pacers lead the series 3-1, so mathematically they should eventually win the series. Here's a James Wood for David M. Premier 004 out of 199. Big talent there. Here's a Don Mattingly red, 31 out of 149. That's for James. No, check that. That's for David and the Yankees. And here's a Spencer Jones for David and the Yankees. $17 out of 49. Another upcoming big hitting prospects. Kyle Teal to 149. Neon Deion Sanders. Chipper Jones, 103 out of 199. And a 62 out of 99, Jacob Mizorowski for the Brew Crew. That's going to go to Rick and the Brewers. Got the Brewers straight up. Oh, that's why I flip them around. Sometimes the card goes along with it. All right, so we are halfway through this case. Yeah, 29 minutes, and we're got another 29, 30 minutes to go. All right, away we go. Detroit at Knicks is also underway. Knicks lead the series 3-1. They're trying to close it out. They're down 5 in New York. And then what else do we have? We have Orlando. We got the elimination game potentially for the Pistons and a potential elimination game for Orlando. They're in Boston. Boston's up 3-1. And then Clippers at Denver. They're tied at 2 apiece. Were there autos in that previous box? I think it was the Bruce Bochy. And it was the Bruce Bochy, and because it's what, 2 autos and 1 memorabilia. I think it was the Ricky Tiedemann and then the Bochy. There's Thomas White to 99, and we've got the Connor Norby rookie auto going to John and the Fish. There's Yachty to 49. Cardinals, that'll be for Vanish. Oh, were there 2 oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that's where the on average gets you. Sean Sullivan to 199. I mean, there's a chance by the time we finish this case, there could be a. There's Juan Marichal to 99. Could be an extra auto in another box. Here's a Heston Kjerstad relic. That'll go to Eugene K and the O's. Jackson Merrill. Ernie Banks purple to 99. Here is a Xavier Isaac autograph for the Rays. Coppola with Tampa Bay. Alan's wondering if anyone's going to the National this summer. And we got a Max Anderson, 5 out of 5. Detroit, Kevin and the Tigers, all aboard the Big Hit Express. Woo-woo. All right, Grizzlebees, what's going on? Jaspy's not traveling this summer. Nick still might go. Just to buy some cards and see what's going on out there. But I don't think we're going to be setting up there or breaking there. That's right, on a Chew Tuesday. Got to get those train whistles here. Where's the National this year? Chicago? I know Fanatics is doing another event in New York this year. We've been hearing rumors and rumblings that Now they're gonna try to do one on the West Coast somewhere, maybe in LA. I'm kind of pestering them about that. It's like, hey, when are you guys gonna do that? Is that still on the books? All right, another box. Here's a Caminero for Coppola. There's an Ivan Rodriguez, Pudge to 149. Detroit edition. And the auto is Kendall George for my Dodgers. That's going to be for Adam Copperman. One of the Dodgers in the filler. I think still maybe a couple seasons away from competing for a starting job, but had some moments in the spring. Hurston Waldrop to 99 for the Braves. That's also for Adam. Blue George Brett for George and the Royals to 199. Jackson Chourio Sensations insert. Jackson Merrill base. And we got a Rhett Lauder autograph for the Reds, Vanish with Cincinnati. We're on Cincinnati. I did not. Oh, they kind of a Bulls look. There's a Homer Bush to 49 for Tampa Bay. That's going to go to Coppola. James Wood, nice. And a Jack Leiter, 41 out of 49. That's nice too. Nice 3-color relic. It's going to go to Texas. It's going to go to Scott Anderson. Yeah, we're not going to go to Fanatics Fest either. I mean, again, Nick might go just, to go buy cards and stuff like that, but we're not officially setting up there. Don Mattingly, tie-dye to 25. There's a Jackson Chourio rookie. You should check it out, though, Adam. We thought it was pretty cool. We definitely want to be at the inaugural event just to check it out. We're hoping they put an event on out here somewhere. Yeah, I feel like if we were in the area, we would definitely have a presence there. Yeah, I think it seems like Fanatics Fest is going to set up like a month before the National, right? So Fanatics Fest is kind of mid to late June, and the National is late July-ish into early August, something like that. Steve Garvey and a Paul Skeens autograph. There it is. And that's going to go to David and the Pirates. Picked up the Pirates straight up. Took the chance. Gets the rookie red auto. 77 out of 99. I think Skeens is pretty much picking up where he's left off, right? Let's take a quick look at the stats. Yeah, I think so. I think he's got a 2.39 ERA, striking out a bunch of dudes, 39 strikeouts in 37 innings. He's got a 1.0 WAR already. So that's really nice. There's Garvey to 149. And the short print zebra for the Yankees, that's going to go to David. Billy Martin. Is that $70 for the weekend, Adam? I wish I got to explore more, because unlike the National, there seemed to be, so Yadier Molina to 199. There seemed to be like more like, I'm trying to think of a better. It felt more like Comic-Con, right? Where there were like panels, and you get to do Q&As with like, different players or executives or sports industry people. There's more of that. 20 out of 99 miles an hour. More activities for kids. A lot of autograph stuff and meet and greet possibilities and. Like there were like podcasts and like, radio doing like remotes from Fanatics Live kind of thing. So it's kind of like that. Here's Jose Reyes for the Mets to 99. That's for James. Here's Charlie Soto for the Twins. That's to 99. That'll be for David. Here's Roberto Clemente to 99 for the Pirates, also for David. And a Colson Montgomery for the White Sox. That's for Vanish. That's to 199. Luis Angel Acuna for the Mets to 199 for James. And the auto is Luis Baez for the Astros. 175 for the full weekend. Yeah, I guess it depends on what you kind of want out of your sports convention. Obviously, if you want to go more hobby focused, the National I think is the way to go. I don't know if they're going to increase more trading card presence this year. I think there are a lot of vendors there that were like, just like new companies that are. It is kind of a cool expo-y kind of feeling because you get to see new grading companies. You can see what technology they're trying to use. There's all sorts of exclusive giveaways that they always seem to do. So it might be worth it if you've got the energy and motivation to hunt around for all that stuff. It looked really cool. It seemed like it was a lot. Probably be fun for kids a lot more than the National, which is still has more of an old school feel. Last when we were there last year, I wish we had a little more time to check out some of the panels and some of the Q&As and stuff like that. I thought that would have been pretty cool. It was always buzzing. There was always like some celebrity or some player walking the floor and stuff like that. So in that respect, it was pretty fun. It's Ken Griffey Jr. to 149. Seattle, that'll be for George. Here is a Wade Boggs, 1/25, tie-dye autograph for Alan Murdoch and the Red Sox. Not the giant he was looking for, but how about Boggsy? It's Tommy Troy /99. Yeah, the Fanatics Live is definitely a very different vibe from the National. The National, that refractor Kobe Mayo is going to go to Eugene. There's a Tommy Troy for Rick and the Diamondbacks. Here's a Chase Dollander, sorry about that. We do have those soft mats right here for instances like that. We got Ty with the Rockies. Select constructs their cards pretty well too. Got a blue Jose Reyes /199. Base Skeens. Ozzie Smith /199. Jackson Merrill. Jacob Wilson /149. Could be another Luis Arias type player in Jacob Wilson. Good hitter. Waldrop for Adam and the Braves. Matt Shaw, lime green /49. And we've got Owen Cassie. Cubs, Vanish with the Cubbies. But yeah, they're two different experiences. I feel like there's more of a Comic-Con sort of feel with Fanatics Live. There's just other things to do. There's a lot of, like the WWE built out a huge ramp and you could run down it and like it's like fun content-y type stuff. Here's Josue de Paula. Nice. 6/10. Another young hitting prospect for the Dodgers. Adam with that one. And so there's a lot of things to do. And like experience, more of like an experience type thing. Go watch some interviews, go join a panel, do a Q&A, go celebrity spotting. Hey, here's some guys selling cards, here's a whole area for that. And here's a whole area with vintage cards. Here's the whole eBay area. Here's a grading area. Here's all the big NFL, NBA, all setups there. I think NBA had like 4 or 5 hoops set up there. Kids can like play basketball. You get some jerseys. I think they had. Did they have they had one of the trophies there? Lombardi maybe, O'Brien. So it's kind of stuff like that. Whereas the National is a little more. Hey, if you just want strictly hobby stuff, memorabilia and trading cards. In a giant old school format, rows and rows of tables, and you just want to walk up and down those rows, then that's a different vibe too. I thought the Javits Center was pretty nice though. Believe it or not, I have not been to, I think, the summer, so I joined Jaspy's at 2014 in the fall, I think. But I think that summer there was something at the National. The National was in Cleveland. And I think the next one that was at Cleveland, I didn't go for some reason. But we've been to a few in Chicago. And then maybe 2 or 3 in Atlantic City. All right. Second to last box. Bud Selig actually doesn't have a team attached to him, so we'll randomize that to someone in the break. Carlos Beltran /149. That's Kansas City edition. That's going to be for George. And there's Andrew Painter. It's going to go to Michael Johnston and the Phillies. Nice. Andrew Painter along with Aiden Miller, kind of one of their two young prospects coming up the ranks. Here's Jack Leiter, and the auto is Francisco Velorio. Tie-dye autograph for the Yankees. That'll be for David. 16 out of 25. And the Jack Leiter for Scott is going to be to 199. Dylan Cruz to 149 for David M. Caminero Phenomenon insert. Aaron Judge to 99. All rise. And Drew Gilbert. Selective swatch relic for the Mets, James. And a numbers Clemente tie-dye, 17 out of 25. Highlighting his 3,000 career hits. Pirates, David. All right. 12th and final box. Thanks everyone for getting in. Adam, I feel like you should go. Just to check it out, just so you know. I feel like everyone should go to, you know, like, go to the National at least once. You know, go to Fanatics Fest if you can, at least once. They're fun. The National, I feel like you got to build out, you know, a little bit more time just because of the sheer size of it. It is, like Adam was saying, it is overwhelming.
Still in the overtime?
Oh, I didn't even realize it went to overtime. I thought it was still the fourth quarter. Wow. I mean, that'd be a good moral victory for the Bucks if they win.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can't imagine. Well, I guess.
Without Dame, they would.
Yeah, I guess Pacers do have to go on the road though.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Went to his legs.
It's a bad turnover for the Bucks. Yeah.
Huh? Is he done?
Milwaukee just turned it over, and they're only up by
Here's
one.
Papelbon to 99 for
right
Allen
here.
and the Red Sox.
Either they're gonna win it,
And
or they're
we've
gonna
got Adrian Santana, Tampa Bay Rays.
lose it.
Wow, what a layup.
Timeout? Does that have a timeout? No, there's no more.
No, there's no
timeouts.
more timeouts.
Bruh.
1.3 seconds left. Bucks are down by 1. It's just a catch and shoot.
Yeah.
You have to throw it. Yeah, no, just no time.
That's wild.
And the Pacers move on. Tyrese Halliburton on the scorer's table. Adrian Santana going to Coppola and the Rays. Pacers move on. There's a Diego Cartaya for Adam and Mike Dodgers to 149. And here's Emmett Sheehan, another Dodger. Won that team in the filler. Turbocharged, Jacob Wilson to 99. Got some more gold peeking right there. I think so. It's James Wood, base. Ronnie Maurizio for James and the Mets. Jackson Churio, and some gold Chase Dollander. 1 out of 10. It's going to be for Ty and the Rockies. Love the way that gold pops. It's premier level as well. One of their top pitching prospects. I think he just got called up recently. Here's a tie-dye Jet Williams. 6 out of 25. Here's a blue Noah Shanuel, 39 out of 49. Angels. It's going to go to George.
Did they talk about this catch in the chat earlier? Look at this. I just see this.
The Blue Jays guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching it. Yeah.
That was crazy.
He like was.
The fact that he regained his momentum.
He was in a pretzel. He was like twisted this way. He was twisted that way, and then he stuck his glove out and like behind him, and Dalton Varsho caught it. Worth watching that replay, folks. Look up Dalton Varsho's catch today. 16 out of 49. If you're watching from the future, Tuesday, April 29th, 2025, Blue Jays. Watch Dalton Varsho's catch in center field. Luis Tiant for the Red Sox. Alan Murdoch. Got a couple old school Red Sox autos. And our final auto is Colt Keith, Detroit. Kevin picking up the Tigers straight up. Gets the Colt Keith. And that's your break, boys and girls. And again, this whole stack of cards right here, I'm going to sleeve after this break so our shipping team can take care of it. They'll be top loaded before they get sorted out to you. Let's do a recap. After we randomize that Bud Selig to somebody, let's flip back to the list over here. Let's gather everybody's names, 1 through 30. New dice, new list, name on top. After 11, get the Bud Selig card. And 11th and final time, George, you'll get that Bud Selig card and other, if I missed any other Bud Selig cards or non-pro team cards right there. Was that 4 autos in the box? Get it back to the 2-box average? I don't know. I'm going to do the recap. We can count. Got some nice gold there. Love the tie-dye look. The short print. That was just a nice relic right there. The out of 5 train whistle. The Boch. Gold Boch to 10. James Wood Silver. Jackson Merrill was pretty nice. Wish that was live. Dylan Cruz jersey and auto, Bobby Abreu for call, and of course the Skeens auto right there. Nice. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So we ended up with, two autos a box, right? Times 12, that's 24. So we got the full boat right there. Thanks, everybody. I'm Joe for JaspysCaseBreaks.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for breaking with me. And I'll see you next time for the next baseball break. Bye-bye.